We are interviewing Brixton United manager Zaid and his players. Now, what did you three think of your team's performance in the preseason cup final?
Yeah, so um, the cup final itself, I think we did really well to start off the game, and we were up 3-0 at some point by 30 minutes, I think. And by the end of the first half, we were winning 3-1 or so. Um, but the lead dropped down to 3-2, then became 3-3. Then they were winning at some point 4-3, and the performance dropped, and it shouldn't have happened because we were up 3-0. It was a very good advantage and cushion, safety cushion, and I believe we should have held on to the lead. But we won in the end in penalties, which is very tense, but we should have completed the job much earlier.
Your guys' attack was very strong. Would anything to comment about that?
I think Andreas should answer that question. So sorry.
Well, we put a lot of emphasis on our tackle and interceptions because it's a vital factor in our team performance. And if we can continue that, we could do much better.
Gotcha. Are you look are you looking to get promoted out of Division Two since you now have your guys' first trophy in ECL, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
to
yeah.
be fair, majority of this team was in Aptly Bridge last season. We weren't doing especially well, and I moved on to a new team and brought most of the players with me, along with new people. And the goal was just to have fun initially, but I think with this team we can push for promotion and even try to win the title if possible.
And anything to comment on Westbridge? They were very good in my opinion in the game, but you guys were ultimately the better team that game. So anything to comment on them?
Yeah, so they had their moments in the game. I was watching from the sidelines, and they really pressured us out wide. Whenever our fullbacks would push up, they'd really make the most of the gaps behind. I think Tels can tell you more about that.
Well, listen, right? That was the fault of the manager's aide here because he created loads of different tactic changes during the match, which caused us to have a few errors. And yes, it is our fault, but
Yeah, next
at the
question,
end of
please.
the day,
Next question. Next
yeah,
question.
and
No, no, next question. Next.
and and the sudden tactic changes caused us to start falling under pressure, and then we eventually reached to a point where they scored three against us.
His lack of confidence is the reason I subbed him off before penalties because I did not want him to take a penalty. Next question, please.
That's not true, by the way.
No, it's true. It's true.
And your keeper was really I guess toxic in a way. I like the toxicity, but he was doing some dances, kicking the ball off the penalty spot. Anything to comment on that?
Yeah,
I
so
would, yeah, let me take
yeah,
that.
Andres.
I wouldn't say it's toxic, but he's playing mind games with the opponents, yeah. Because there's several scenes where their players did that as well. So it's a fair game, 50-50.
Fair enough.
And I'd add on to that. The most of the time wasting during the game wasn't even actually time wasting. The ball was in play. It's just their team didn't really press fast enough. So I think he did it in a smart way. But during the penalties, I really like the way he got into their heads. But it's um, it's them missing, not him saving it. To be fair, because he got one save out of six. I'm not saying he didn't do well, but um, in this game, he should be scoring every penalty.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you.
You're welcome.